Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. Oops, what's going on here? There we go. That is a weird noise. Very much a warm welcome. I gotta work on fading that music out more gentle. Hey Seven. So today is probably a big stream. We have a lot of ground to cover. Native Instruments have released their Komplete 15 package, and with it Kontakt 8, probably one of Media Composer's most used tool in the arsenal, at least for those people working with sample libraries and samples. So there's quite a few new things and features and stuff to talk about. So today's stream, I want to kind of go through, first of all, of course, through Kontakt, and then also listen to a bunch of these new additions in the Komplete 15 package. I do have the Komplete 15 Collector's Edition, so not everything that we're gonna touch will be part of every collection. I think there's 3 different models: Komplete 15, Komplete 15 Ultimate, and Collector's Edition. But anyway, check it out. The link is in the video description below if you want to know more. Without further ado, let's dive into the DAW and have a look into Komplete 15. Here we go. So we are in the DAW. And I started with an empty project because I really wanted to focus on Kontakt 8 and the new stuff. So Kontakt 8 comes as a VST3 installation through native access, all the usual drill. It can coexist with your prior versions of Kontakt, so you can have several versions of Kontakt installed on your system. I will talk about migration between different Kontakt instances a little later. For now, I just opened up an instance of Kontakt and let's take a look what it looks like. So this is the new Kontakt 8. It's the full version, not the Kontakt player. I think, I don't even know if the Kontakt player itself looks different, but we are greeted with what some of us already know. Actually, let's duplicate this and have an instance of Kontakt 7 side by side to have a comparison. I still have tons of projects that use Kontakt 6 still, so not really my ideal scenario to just take everything onto Kontakt 8. But so right next to each other, we already see that we have a new start view here with a bunch of more menu entries. We can still close this and go back to the standard library view. It's called classic view, so here we have them side by side. But yeah, like I said, the new default view is pretty much entirely different from the old Kontakt, so I keep that here in case we're gonna need it later. For now, let's explore a little more in Kontakt 8. So installation on my system went pretty flawless. When I opened up the first instance, it took quite a while for Kontakt to add all these libraries. I think that upon first initial startup, it has to kind of index your database and all your sample libraries and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you're a sample hoarder like me and have a bunch of sample libraries, then it does take a while for Kontakt to fully run smoothly. But after that is done, I have to say, I feel that it's running much more smooth, at least on my system, which is Cubase on Windows 11, Cubase 13 on Windows 11. It runs much more smooth, in my opinion, than Kontakt 7. Haven't really dug deep into testing CPU usage and things like that. But overall, I feel it's running pretty fine. So yeah, we have the default view where you can select instruments. We have the browser right at the top. They haven't gotten rid of this advertising panel at the bottom here, which you don't need. It's fully resizable now, so you can really, well, doesn't get smaller than that, but you can make it bigger on a 4K screen. That makes a lot of sense to make it bigger. You can scroll with the mouse wheel or utilize this little handle here to go up and down. And when you click on a library, you will see the corresponding entries on the right side, which are the snapshots, the presets. Or you can just go in. There's this little arrow on top here, which allows you, as it says there, load first preset. So let's quickly do this with Ashlight. So when we load a preset here, that's how it now looks. Actually, let's do the comparison here with Kontakt 7 once more, just so we see what the difference is. So when I go with Ashlight and choose, I don't even have the preset selection here. So, but yeah, that's the same. So there we go. So much darker background on the new Kontakt. So here side by side, that's what it looks like. We don't have, I mean, we can go to the classic view where we have that view here, but I actually do like this new default view because it lets you focus on just the library that you're working with right now. You don't have to look at all the other, I mean, you always could take off the side pane like this, but anyway, I digress. Let's clean this, take that to the side. So, and then the instrument loads here. The default setting for Kontakt is when you load another instrument that it will replace the one in your list. It's still multi-timbral, so you still have 16 slots for instruments available. But when you load a different patch, it will change the first loaded patch. So if you want to build a multi, you have to be aware of that. There is, I think there is a settings options, loading, merge new multi. I haven't checked it. Somewhere there is a ask for confirmation when closing instruments. There's a setting where you can say don't replace other instruments, but add to a new instance. I have to figure out whether it is, but usually, to be honest, I don't really work much multi-timbral anymore. So I usually work with one instrument per Kontakt approach. So that is usually fine with me by replacing the instrument that I have there. I can also just manually grab something and move it to a slot below. That probably, yeah, that will add a second instrument. What is also new is that we can see that here at the top, we, by the way, I have the instrument header. Initially it was hidden, and you can activate that here to see the instrument header. Initially I was wondering where that was gone because it was only the graphic. And you can save this view as a default. So if you have the instrument header and then you can say view settings as default, there you go. We can also zoom in now, which only really makes sense with the newer graphics. These older graphics get pixely as you zoom in. So there will probably be some kind of update work in the future to really make this vector-based later down the line. But newer libraries, which we will check out in a second, look great if you bring up the viewpoint. Technically, because you have this control panel here now, you don't really need the header anymore. So technically, you could also leave this out and then work with this panel here. I'm just a little old school. I like to have that instrument header up here. It's just the way I've been working with Kontakt for years, so it just makes more sense for me to have it there. And also, especially if you want to switch between the information button and the snapshot view, then you need to access the header anyway, because this is really just the representation of which instrument is loaded, solo and mute. So that corresponds with the old buttons there. And then we have panning, which corresponds there with the fader, and the volume, which also corresponds with that fader there. So that is all very self-explanatory. And let's delete this. Anything more in regards to the interface itself? Yeah, obviously there's a bunch of new additions. So let's kill this instrument here. So when we go back to the browser, we have these new tabs at the top here. And what is that? So combined is basically multis and different instruments that are combined, sometimes also combined with the tool. And here it says combined presets are enhanced with tools that can transform your playing in inspiring ways. Double click a preset to start playing. We will probably check some of these in a little bit. Tools is what is really, really new. This is built in a chord, not generator, but different chord presets that you can apply to play chords with just a single key. We will explore that. And phrases is a collection of MIDI phrases. I don't know if they're generated. I don't think so. I haven't really had much time to check this out, so we'll probably take a look at that. What's also new is Leap. Leap is actually, let's load one of these to give you an idea. If you in any way have worked with Outputs Arcade, you might be very familiar with this type of interface. It is very, very similar to Outputs Arcade. So the white keys here represented in the blue range are one loop each. I probably should take the correct instance. There we go. So each key represents a loop. I just loaded this new wave kit here, Disco Pi kit. Fills. Then we have instruments. Looking at that in a little bit. Sorry for that. And yeah, basically when you hold a bunch of different keys at the same time, you can utilize these grooves, loops. So let's take bass. I forgot that one. So you kind of get the idea. And these are, all these loops are following the key. So if you work in E minor, you can change the whole thing and immediately transpose the whole deal. So that's pretty cool. And then these black keys on the top, these are modifier keys that you can all set up in various ways. So you can speed up the loops, slow them down, mangle them. So these are repeaters, stutters, pitch shifters. Then we have another stutter. So you kind of get the idea. And then you can, of course, transform all these different presets on these keys. You can work them by going to the edit page and perform effects. Here we go. So these are the different perform effects, and then you can change what they do. So take, for example, that double time button, or take that stutter button, or repeater, I think it is. So, and then we can say, okay, repeat 16th. I don't know. Beat measure, beat slicer, reverse grain, transpose, stretch. Oh, there, just one click, and then. So you kind of hopefully get the idea what this is doing. And then we have a bunch of synth effects and a bunch of different effects available from the interface. Crunch, lo-fi, freak, rotator, charger probably is compression, and then we have 2 synth effects that we can further change in the settings panel here for the synth effects. So that's pretty nice, and that's just one of these examples. And then we have different kits. So again, keep in mind this is the collector's edition, so other editions may not have all these packs available, but we have regular drum breaks, for example. Double click, there we go. Yeah. So these can work. I can totally see that working in working on a regular cue and just throwing in a loop. So that's pretty cool. And we have a preview function here, and there is a little bit of a bug that I will point out later when loading some of the presets. So when you click on the preset to load it, the preview plays. So if I double click to load, okay, here it doesn't. In Kontakt itself, some of the previews play again after you loaded them. So we'll take a look at that. So different presets. Here we have different effects as well. There's an H knob. I like that. Very beefy. Cool. So that's a great new addition. I like that a lot. These different loop libraries. Oh, the H knob does have a little bit of noise going on, so we can take that off. Soul Gold. So there's various styles to choose from, and I believe that this will probably, same as with Machine, will be expanded on in the future with different products and styles and lots of stuff to play with. So this is Soul Gold. This looks like vocal performances. Let's go a little faster. So let's say we are major now, or in E major. So definitely some cool stuff in there. And what I haven't what I did just accidentally there before, when we take something where we have tonal information. Let's go with the lo-fi vibes kit here. We go 140. Okay, that's too fast. That's half time. So let's go with 75. Okay, take that for example. So what we can do is if we go to that single button or below this little key, there's a keyboard icon. We click that, we turn that into a playable instrument kind of. So that's pretty cool. So that expands the possibilities significantly on these. So you're not really bound to just the way a loop performs. You can also stretch that out onto the keyboard and do further stuff with that. So basically, if you have something like this, you could, if we are on F major, okay, it doesn't really work the way I thought it would work, so it does not transpose within the loop. Anyway, you kind of get the idea, but you can, at least you can play multi-timbral. So that's not possible with a single loop, so that's what the single function is for. All right, last but not least, and this is something that I personally really like. When we close this kit here, we do now have access, if you have machine, for example, we now have access to the whole machine expansions within Kontakt as well. I've been guilty of having machine and actually not using it as much as I should. Sitting right here, trusty, and not being touched very often. So now we have the loops from machine available within Kontakt. So let's say, for example, here. And that's just a huge selection of loops, especially if you have Complete Ultimate or Collector's Edition. There's all machine expansions in there. I don't even have all of them installed. So if we say, I like this loop. And by the way, you can also star things. So if I like that, maybe something slower. Let's say I like that one. And so then later down the line, I can filter to just my starred loops. So I would spend some time going through the loop library. So when we load that up, what happens is it will load this sampler within the sampler. And this is what I mean. Now the preview is kind of playing, although I loaded the patch already. So I have to kind of manually stop that. And now this loop is sitting, it's still the same as the leap instruments we looked at before. It's just putting that on the first key. So and then we can change the tonality. I like that pretty much. It says the tonality of the original cue is D minor. So if we set this to G major, so now we have the loop in regular timing. So we can play that back in different ways. And I think this also works with custom samples. I haven't tried that yet, but that, in my opinion, significantly enhances the way you can work with samples besides Kontakt being a sampler itself and being able to drag samples in. So this is pretty cool that you can now use individual samples, and the same with one-shots, which I haven't found any because I haven't started any. So now we can access one-shots as well. Oh, preview is off. And once we have an instrument loaded, it's pretty straightforward. We can just take the sample and drag it onto a key. So now we have that on the second key. And maybe something else. I'm still a platinum bound, so that's why I seem to only have percussion information here. So we can close that. Maybe Bazazian. Okay, so add that. I think that's pretty cool to like choose and select from a bunch of different sources and create your own custom kits for a song to work with, and everything follows the set key. No, this one does not, because there is no key information in that bass. But I mean, that's something you can figure out, and then you can set a key. So if that were E major, it automatically tunes it up. So that's pretty cool. I think the original key is C major. Then I can just say, okay, bring that up an octave. I think that is pretty cool. Lots of different things to play with. And to be honest, I have often overlooked these machine expansions. There is so much great stuff in there. It's really cool, because you can really add on to there's found sounds and lots of great drums. Unfortunately, it does not work to go through the list with the keys. That still doesn't work. But what I also noticed is that Cubase loses the focus of the spacebar when you are in the Kontakt interface. This didn't happen before. So when we had Kontakt 7 and worked with that in whatever kind of capacity, fumbled around on the interface and things like that. So let me quickly open the side pane. So let's load this instrument. So whatever we did on the interface, and then I hit play, Cubase kept rolling. So the focus was not taken off from Kontakt. This is something that is different now, and I hope that is just a bug that is going to be fixed in an update. If I am on the Kontakt interface and tweak something around here, blah, 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 and then hit play, okay, now it works for whatever reason. As soon as I'm in the browser. As soon as I'm in the browser, Cubase does not react to the spacebar anymore. Same here, I guess. I'm here in the browser. Now it works. So it seems to be only when you use the site browser here. When you click in here, then Cubase does not react. As soon as I click in the interface, Cubase is back. Okay, good to know, but having or losing the access to the spacebar when you click in here to select an instrument might not be the desired default behavior. All right, let's close this and let's look at these tools that are now in here, chords and phrases. And to be honest, I already found a bug with that. Just watching. Okay, are we live? Yes, we are live. Sorry, just making sure that we are streaming. So let's load. Say I downloaded one of these newer Diamond, I think it's called, electric piano. Where is it? Where is it? Way too many instruments. And unfortunately, right now we don't have any search selection here. I think that is planned to bring that in to, for example, sort by developer or sort by type, so that you're looking for keys or whatever. So let's go with Alicia's keys here, with a new one. The new electric keys, Alicia's keys, one of the new instruments. I mean, we're here to listen to some of the new instruments. And there again, the instrument is loaded and now the preview plays, which is kind of ridiculous. I also like that they match the color to the graphical user interface. And by the way, this is a library that does true scaling, I think. Does it? oh, I'm already at max scale. No, it doesn't. But the view when I zoom in stays sharp on this one. So the fonts stay sharp, so it's better readable. That's nothing that really happens with the old libraries. So unfortunately, for these, we have to live with a little bit fizzly fonts. I really like this new browser in the sense of previewing sounds. This is much more convenient than in the old ways in Kontakt 7, where you basically from this interface had to go back to the browser view to then select your instrument, then listen to previews. This was much more cumbersome and I didn't really use it the way I would have wanted to use it. Now having that right next to the instrument within the interface itself makes a lot of sense. And for me, that's a big step forward in ergonomics when working with Kontakt instruments. So let's take this one. And again, when we load the patch, the preview plays again. Nice. And then we have a bunch of settings down here, color. Like that a lot. But what I wanted to do, besides checking out Alicia's keys, just want to quickly one time. Okay, let's take bright. I like the sound of that one. But what I wanted to actually do is, let's go back to the original, and let's load the tool set. And I did find a bug in there. So the tools, they sit on top of the instruments. They will not replace the instrument. It's a kind of like a MIDI generator or MIDI plugin before the actual instrument. So we have hundreds or 100 of different possible chord combinations. You can preview these. Let's take the chill one. So let's load this. And what this is doing is it's putting this little interface on top of your instrument. If we get rid of the instrument headers, it looks a little nicer as well, because now the headers are not in the way. And this is a set of 7 chords that basically repeat for these 4 octaves, and they're in different octaves. And you can hit a single key. In this case, I'm going to hit C2, and it's going to play this first chord here. So that's really nice. So we play a key and we get a chord. In this case, a D major 7, C sharp over E, that's actually a really nice chord progression. And then we have the octaves, which basically allow you to repeat a key. if you want to do so. And then you have the possibility to change the octave of the overall range. So for example, the lowest one starts relatively low. I can go up an octave. Then I can humanize, and I can also determine what I want to have humanized how much. So the timing, minimum and maximum velocity, skip notes, that might be interesting. So if we do like halfway humanize. I think that's pretty cool. So then we have a bunch of different presets. And the way this works, technically, if I record it like this, I would just record single notes. So let's put a click to it. So kind of like this. So if I quantize that, let's quickly get that out of the way. Quantize that. Cut that here, and then repeat that. So, but this does not really help me in creating a song, because right now I only have these single keys that have nothing to do with a key that I'm in here. First of all, I can change the key. So if I don't like that F sharp minor that I'm in here, I could say, okay, I want to have this in G minor, for example. So that will transpose the whole thing up a half step. There we go. Now it's up a half step. So I like that, but, and by the way, I forgot to mention, we also have a third option here, which is strumming. So you can also strum these individual chords. And this is, I think, where it gets really interesting. You can also record your own chords. So, for example, we say the first one is in E flat major 7 without strumming. Then we have a D minor over F, F over G to C7 without the third over G. Let's say I don't like the F over G. Let's say I want to have a G minus 7 here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the record button, and I can then just record any chord I want. And now this is weirdly shaped. I'm going to re-record that. I probably need to go an octave down, because I have that octave shift here. That's weird. It does not do the way I want it to do. So I'm gonna try this. Okay, that works, but it's too low now. So I'm gonna do this. Whatever, it doesn't really work the way I would expect it to work. So it doesn't really give me the notes as I want to have them. G4, A sharp 4, C5. Oh, that's this one. I want to have this one on octave down. What can I do? No, I cannot edit that. But I can randomize that. So at least that is working. So I could say, give me another chord here. No. Oh, I should lock the key, I guess. I don't know what the heck this is rendering from. If I'm in G minor, I would expect that these randomized chords are coming out of the G minor key. I'm just keeping randomizing. It looks a little bit like it's taking the original key of the scale that we had at the beginning. Maybe let's try this. Keep this. So if we now okay, let's take that. And now we go back to G minor. At least now I have that G minor that I wanted to have there. So back to playing. But even if I'm not happy with a chord, I can drag the whole thing onto the interface. So there's, I haven't really tried that. So this is really like exploring it together now because I haven't done that before. I wish that I would have a record function, which records the way I have my chord progression going, and then just drag that onto the interface. Maybe that works. There is this little drag button here. I let this play through one time. So when I grab this now, what happens? It's creating a lot of MIDI channels and it's dragging out one chord here. And that chord is the first chord, I think. So it's not rendering out the performance that I did with the performance keys there. So what I can do is I can drag out these individual ones. So when I go here, every little chord has this drag button. So I can grab these. I had this one and this one and this one and this one. And lastly, I used this one. But that doesn't give me the performance, whatever I did with the keys. But what would do this is, and I have to see how that works. I think I can record the performance of Kontakt onto MIDI. So I just need to create an instance of Kontakt, a MIDI instance. So let's do all MIDI. So, and this instance shall receive from Kontakt 8, Kontakt 7, event output, event. I think it's this one. So let's see, when I play this back, it's not receiving. I think I need to tell Kontakt to send MIDI to the outside world. I haven't done that in a very long while, so I'm not really sure where that is. Send MIDI to outside world. Script generated notes. Okay, maybe that's the one. Yeah. So now we have MIDI incoming. I just want to make sure that we are not playing that back again. This one should not be connected to Kontakt. There we go. So let's record. I'm not hearing this Kontakt right now, but we are recording the notes. But as you can see already, this is not the way I would like to have it. It looks like we have a bunch of double notes, and that's very weird. I can delete overlaps like this. Probably gonna delete all these long notes. So it's very cumbersome. It's not really working the way I would expect it to work. So that needs a little bit of work to be done. I will be totally honest on that. So, and I think it will still sound weird. So if we turn this off and listen to the recorded output. There we go. I think I turned the MIDI module off. But as you can hear, these notes are not what we heard in the playback. I'm not really sure what Kontakt is doing here, but the thing is, and maybe I have an error here in the connection, the way it is set up. I'm recording from Kontakt itself. I'm not really sure why that is. So I feel that needs a little bit of work. That's not the way it should be. I can still see for myself, if I take that as an inspiration tool, I could totally see this working by just playing through some, if I grab that same again, by playing through some chord progressions. And here we are with the next problem. I just did the same as I did before, and suddenly, and I had this problem a lot when I tried out the tool, I have a lot of hanging notes. So basically now it's not usable anymore because all these notes ring out unless I turn it off and turn it on again. But I think the only thing that helps is restarting Kontakt completely. So this is definitely something that they need to kind of work out. Oh, by the way, I just saw the other MIDI chords. They were dragged onto the other lanes here. Let's delete this. So yeah, truly the tool is not fully working as it should. I hope that's going to be fixed and keep in mind, this is a 0.0 version. Unfortunately today with a lot of software, it is the fact that upon release, the customers are kind of involuntarily beta testers and report bugs, and then they get fixed. So the 0.1 version usually is much more stable and much more refined. So it is to be expected, but to be honest, this kind of dysfunctionality took me a little bit by surprise. Gonna be honest there. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fixed. So let's go back to some key sound. Let's go back with the same that we had. So Alicia's keys. I'm just curious if it's working now or if it's something that is inherently baked into the performance now, that there's an issue with the chord patch. So just loaded the instrument straight and a chord patch. So if I play a single key now we're back to working as before. So it stops when I lift the finger. What I like about this is I can take this as an inspirational playground to come up with chord ideas or chord patterns to lay down. Don't like that one. And there we are back with the notes ringing out. So it's weird. There's some stuff going on that is definitely not the way it is intended to be. And if I turn it off, it works. But now it keeps ringing out. So definitely some weird bug that probably is going to be fixed very soon. Okay, so far for the tools. I probably won't even bother to check the phrase. Oh, actually, let's check the phrases. Let's take a quick look into the phrases tool. So let's load that. And it would probably make sense, since this is an acoustic guitar, to load something like an acoustic guitar patch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the browser here, scroll through and go to my session guitarists, session guitarist, load something like an acoustic guitar. If I can find S, it's alphabetical, right? So here we go. So Sunburst Deluxe melody. Replace that patch. So now we are controlling a acoustic guitar patch. If I turn that off, okay, nice. So we can now turn this back on. I'm wondering if it has the same issue with the hanging notes, but for now, let's play the phrase. And we can change the key as well, so same in A minor. That kind of works. So, and yeah, I mean, if you don't really have ideas, that might be something to look into. You can change the rotation, which means the start of the phrase, where the phrase starts. Can invert the whole thing. So, which makes a little more sense. Can swing. So then we can randomize. I have to be honest, I'm not much a user for tools like this. I usually do come up with my own melodies and ideas. So even as an inspiration, it just is a little bit too weird for my taste. I cannot really see myself using that a lot. So I just wanted to showcase that. It's there in case you want to play around more with it. Not fully my thing, but it is there. So let's explore a few of the newer instruments and the stuff that comes with Komplete 15. And let's start off with yeah, where do I see it? Qara is a brand new library in conjunction with Audio Imperia, and that is a guitar-based library or plucked instrument-based library. So what we're going to do is open that up and play some presets. Here we go, Qara. So probably going to just load the first patch. I did realize that Qara itself is a little more heavy on the CPU side. It does take a good amount of juice from your system. I found that other libraries work a little better. I read in the release notes that they have improved the delay that they forgot the name, but the delay is really good that they have in Kontakt and also in like in these session guitarist instruments, etc. But it was pretty chunky on CPU usage. It was pretty bold. And apparently they fixed that. It's not as busy or as demanding on the CPU anymore. But I have still some instruments in my arsenal that easily jump the CPU to like 40, sometimes 50% by playing the patches. But for now, let's take a listen to Qara. That's the default patch. Look at the graphics. I love how that blooms with the mod wheel. That's a nice touch there. Even though we probably don't often look onto the graphics when we're working, but I think that's a nice touch. Really well done, Audio Imperia. Nice visuals. So before we dig deeper, let's play through some of the presets. And by the way, the browser is redone that you now have the banks when Instrument provide that. So you can either look at all the presets or select by bank. So here we have the Getting Started bank. So let's take a look at some of these instruments. And again, same thing. I'm double clicking a patch, loading it, and then the preview plays again. So I'm just going to turn the preview off for now. Let's play some of the patches. But I have to say, when we look at the audio performance of this specific patch, it is due to the live mode. It does behave better when you play back. So if I play back the same thing, not playing live, it behaves much better. So the CPU performance issues do arise from the track arming and having Cubase play that in real time. So sometimes you experience, at least I feel that sometimes I experience like a few hiccups when recording, when playing live. But then it is okay upon playback. Hey, Amayantos. Hi from Colombia. Nice. Hi from the other side of the pond in Spain. More presets. Let's take a few more listens to Emergence. Okay, sometimes you gotta hold the keys. Oh wow, that sounds beautiful. Okay, and then there's some weird sound design going on the mod wheel. We haven't even... Why does it keep playing? Oh, it just keeps going on forever. Ghost Town. Oh wow. I can so see myself using this. That's amazing for a bunch of discovery shows that I'm working on. They have like exactly that sound. They're like modern Americana. Maybe I can take off the... Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's really, really good. Joel. Cool, like that. Hey, Blue Mount. Thanks for stopping by. Very cool. Okay, let's look at some of the other categories. We have pads, lots of them, floating in the clouds. So let's see. Very nice. Maybe turn the resonance down a little bit. Whew, I like that a lot. Gonna listen through some presets here and without loading them. Okay, gonna load them. And again, playing after loading. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Simple swell pad. Let's take that for a spin. Okay, I don't want to have the release. Let's quickly check out what this individual sound is. I like that, but just the tremolo swell on its own. I mean, it sounds better with the sustain underneath. Nice, nice. Okay, pads. Then we have motion. I want to listen to that. Ooh. That gets a star. Can immediately see myself using that for some kind of Viking related stuff. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's check out some of the toolkit texture plucked. What I actually want to do is I want to kind of turn off, yeah, thank you, turn off all the effects that are on here. So let's look at the effects. So no EQ, no space, no imager, no limiter, volume is fine, I guess. Character, no degrade, no shadow, no diffusing, no delay time. So I want to have the dry source material, and then I want to listen to these individual layers to have an idea of what the actual sounds are that come with the library. So, starting off with a 12 string. Sustain. Nice. We have a fifth. Nylon guitar, we have a lot of more stuff. Yeah, that works. And again, something that always bugs me is within Kontakt, if I'm on the GUI, I cannot use the mouse wheel to scroll. So I then have to grab this little thingy here and this handle and have to manually move it with the mouse. I don't know why they cannot really get this done, but this is something that I'm a little bit unhappy with, but that has been that way for ages. Okay, that these core sounds are really, really good. No design patches here. Core. A flamenco guitar. There's still some kind of effect stuff going on in the layer. Maybe the fragments engine is still active. Which I haven't even looked at yet. I have no idea what all this is. There's so much stuff going on. Stereo spread, reverb send. Okay, no, don't send. I can tune the individual patches. That's cool. Although I'm not really sure where these notes, when I'm holding it down, are coming from. Shape, that's this mapping. So, okay, that's not coming from there. fragments. The fragments are still on. Now we don't have fragments. So, okay, let's add some sustains. What do we have here? What did I have? Attack layer ukulele. So let's add ukulele repeat finger tremolo. So there's a lot of more stuff going on here. I think we kind of get the idea. There's tons and tons of different layers from different stringed instruments, which we can then combine at will. And there's, of course, then tons and tons of presets where the work has already been done for us, and then we can either alter the presets or completely create our own, our new ones. Nice. So let's take a listen to some of these. Very cool. So there's definitely a lot to explore with Qara. Another new one, at least new for me. I didn't have that one loaded before. Glaze 2. I think that has been released a little bit longer ago. But since this is a little bit older, let's ignore that for now. Maybe we can look at that later and take really at some of the new releases with Komplete. One is for sure the session upright bass. Where's that one? I want to show you this. This thing is a beauty, and I haven't even played it myself. It's just judging from the walkthroughs and videos that I watched on it. So we have icon bass, pram bass, upright bass. There we go. So let's take a quick listen to how this thing sounds. Oh yeah, something like this. 104. How much can we add at these phrases? We can change the fret position, which doesn't really change the sound. But we can shift the phrase. If we want to. I think we need a click for that. 2, 3, 4. That's very weird. So you kind of get the idea. And then besides that, we also I do think we have a playable patch as well. Yeah, melody, right? So we can play our own stuff. And we have a bow. function as well. We go poly, we can even nice sounds. I like that. And then some of the effect chains that they have used in other session guitarists as well work really nicely on this instrument too. Nice. So that's the upright bass. That's also new in Komplete. Komplete 15, another new addition that makes use of all the new functionality that Kontakt 8 comes with is Conflux. Conflux is a hybrid between sample library and synth. So Kontakt now has a built-in synthesizer. And there's more libraries coming. I just got an email the other day that I actually have to respond to for a new product that has been released for Kontakt 8, which is also a synth. So that is very exciting. And let's look at some of the presets here. Let's start with the bass ones. No preview. Unfortunately, I have to say, I don't have an MK3 keyboard yet. I still have the MK2. I'm planning on upgrading to the MK3, especially with the new integration of Kontakt directly with the keyboard without the need for Komplete, or the Komplete wrapper in between. But that means I don't have a direct control of these parameters. And apparently, I have found that, okay, these work. I cannot access right-click any parameters in the standard view. If I go to classic view and right-click the cutoff, no, that still doesn't work. So I cannot assign MIDI CCs. At least not here. Maybe I can do that. I haven't really played around with the instrument. Maybe I can assign that in the interface. I haven't figured that out yet. That is a little too complicated. I haven't gone under the hood yet. So this is this is going to be a case of just crashing through the presets. And I have to watch some videos on deeper editing capabilities and functionalities. So right now I cannot control this right away from my controller. And especially with this instrument, I'm not really sure where that control is. But it does react to aftertouch. But I think, I have to quickly check that. I think I have aftertouch turned off for my MIDI settings. So I just gonna quickly have to check that. Studio setup, MIDI setup. No, I think that's, I forgot where that is. That's something I rarely use. Expression map setup. Somewhere is a MIDI setup where I can change and filter MIDI messages that get received. And this is something I think I changed my note expression MIDI setup. Was it this one? No. Maybe I did it. Oh, maybe I did it in the controller editor and turned aftertouch off. No, actually it's working. No, it's not working. Yeah, no aftertouch right now on these keys. Setup. No. Probably, let me quickly see. Controller editor. Can I set this up here? No, I probably have to do that in Komplete, which I don't want to open right now. Okay, let's go with just some presets here. Sorry for the long babble. So I pretty much assume that these parameters are auto-mapped to the Complete Control MK3 once you have that. But I find it a little bit limiting that I'm not able to assign, at least it seems like that, to assign MIDI controls to whatever parameters I want to control. Let's go to the classic view. Maybe it's possible here. So, okay, these are the modulation controls. Automation, media automation. So if I say I want to have CC10 or CC11 control the blend. Okay, this works. But the right click learn MIDI on the interface does not work. I didn't know that. Okay, so let's take something useful. If I want to, so if I want to learn that, I can put that on CC11 and learn that here. And now, but it doesn't do anything. Holy macaroni. Why is that? So I can assign these portions, but I don't know if there's an update in the works that's going to fix that for non-MK3 hardware users, or if these new instruments going forward are only properly usable with MK3 software. It kind of would make sense because they obviously want to sell new software, so it makes sense to have new instruments only properly work with the newer software. Not sure. But especially with a synth like this, it's a little limiting to not have the possibility to map these controls to existing MIDI hardware. At least I cannot see a way to do it right now. But the sounds are nice, so there's that. Let's check some other category, like we have piano and keys. yeah, Conflux. There is much more. What else should we take a look at? I also downloaded a bunch of play libraries that I actually had before but never really looked at. So, like for example, the Bazazian tapes. Let's take some. Check out some of these instruments. Okay. I mean, that cries for some trap kind of stuff. So let's go. Let's do some weird modern stuff. Wanna try something. Let's go with 155. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's quantize that. Heart. I like that you get a little bit of distortion and bit crushing on the mod wheel, so I'm gonna record a little bit of mod wheel on top. All right, so that's number one. We have a little bit of a melodic loop there on top. So let's try some of these new leap instruments. Let's see what we can find. So we are on trap. So let's lead this. Leap, Latin trap. Okay, let's try this one. So we aren't, based on what I played, we are in C minor. So let's see. Oh, that sounds pretty nice. So let's see. One, two, three, four. All right. I'm gonna keep that as a start. I'm probably gonna duplicate these and take the high part out. So this is just the bass and the kick, or 808 or whatever you call it. And so the high loop I'm gonna keep in this one. So now I have them separated and have and to avoid confusion, I'm just going to quickly render that to audio so we have that playing back correctly. So quickly go to my render and play settings. Just want to make sure that I do this dry. Okay. So that is the melody loop and that is bass and kick. So that gives us a little bit of a working start foundation. And now the cool thing is when I start somewhere in between, the playback is correct for these two. So probably gonna color them already so I know what this is. So as you may know, meanwhile, my drums are orange, synth stuff is usually like pink. I like that. So let's duplicate this. We're gonna move these two to the top. We probably can use them later. Let's make this high mellow loop just to remind ourselves what this was. We have the bass kick, we have the melody, we have the instrument that is bell melody. So we're gonna need some drums. So I am going to duplicate the bell melody, move it below here, delete that. So okay, I'm gonna have some drums here. Not gonna show yet what we're gonna do. So let's browse. Let's use the features of this amazing ecosystem and library panel, so we can search for whatever we need. So we need definitely drums. Character, I want him dirty. That significantly limits the choices. I mean, Budge Vig has some amazing stuff. No, I'm not gonna go with Budge Vig. We have that. I think I used that in the past. So let's go with processed, probably. Empire breaks. I have never worked with these. That might be something. Oh, that's too clean. That's more like classic hip hop. Rudiments. All right, 40s. That's much more quiet. Although I like the sounds. Very cool, very cool. I know that Devastator Warzone has some trap kits and things like that. Maybe that's something we're gonna look into. But I want to try to stick to what? I said I wanted to stick to Komplete. We do have some stuff in loops. So why don't we use something from here? Let's see. Kick. Fader reels. Which ones do I have? Soul Magic, Freeform, Crate Cuts. That might be something. I like that one. Let's star this. Oh. I don't want to go with 4 to the floor, but Nope. Nah, drift theory, what's that? Also, what I don't really know is, I haven't really tried when we load this. I mean, technically it would load it up in Leap. So let's double click one. Do we get several different loops or is this just one loop? It's just one, but it is in time, which is pretty cool. So we could go in here and which one did I start? No. That's not the one. Okay, then let's work with one-shots. I want to work with one-shots. So I'm going to start with a kick. So I'm going to change this. Okay, snare. Snare, 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 snare. Take this one. I don't like that snare. Don't like that one either. Maybe. No. Maybe we can tune that down a little bit. Maybe we layer that. Put the second snare underneath that. Make that a little bit quieter. I'm going to change the volume on this snare. Oh wait, by the way, we have different sampler styles. Oh, nice. So, where's the volume for this one? Width, sound effects, play, sound. Volume. I would have thought that this might be a little bit on the front page more to really find that right away. Okay, there we go. Cool. Like that. No, actually, I don't want to hard quantize that. Just a little bit. And just hard quantize the first one. All right, let's create a little bit of an atmosphere around it. So, ooh, what's that? I just said duplicate this instance. That's weird. Leave NKR. So by the way, let's save this. Haven't even saved it yet. I just tried duplicating instrument, so that was weird. I don't know what happened. Let's see. What we haven't looked at is there is this new pad type tool. I forgot the name, so I have to look it up. It is new and is included in every edition of Komplete. like orchestral phrases or scene saffron. There we go. I forgot the name. So that is, I haven't really tried it yet. So let's see, what we have: atmosphere, motion, pads, and texture. Let's try some textures. I mean, I know that we have these arrows up here, but if you were to not view the instrument header, what I wish for would be like in these lists to have a next preset, prior preset buttons at the top here, so I don't have to like click every preset, but can just kind of click through. And so, I mean, obviously we have the pre-listen function, which we can use. So if we say, okay, I like that. But if I want to just flip through some presets while playing them, I would have to use this here from the header. So that would make sense to have that like 2 buttons up here to jump through this list. I like that sound. So let's try to record something of that on top. I like that. Maybe let's have it a little bit less intense. Take out some of the low end. Good question, Sirlon. I think I probably focus just on the new edition. So far, I've only focused on the new editions to Komplete. There's pretty sure still some stuff that would be interesting to look at from past releases, especially since I installed a lot of instruments that I haven't had on my system before. But I wouldn't say that the focus is looking on old instruments. And I don't think that any of the instruments have been updated anyway. They kind of run in Kontakt 8, but they run the same way as before. I think the more interesting part is the newer stuff. Talking about which, maybe we can add some strings to the whole thing. Make it a little bit more orchestral and less just plain trap-y. And guitar probably as well. So let's delete this instrument. So this is going to become strings. And let's duplicate that again. And then we do guitar. I don't know yet what we're going to do, but we do something. Maybe for guitar, we use loop from one of the Leap instruments. So let's check that out. We have disco and funk. Probably not very likely to fit. R&B licks. No preview. Okay, yeah, something like this. So we load this kit, look for the guitar. First of all, we're gonna tell this we are in C minor as our cue. And I could add the shaker. Don't have one yet. Actually, let's do this. And what I'm going to do is I am going to edit for this one, for the sound, and do the panning. Put this one on the left and this one on the right. Nice. Don't like this one. Okay, I probably need to turn on halftime for this. So we have that's bass. I like that. Let's see if we can put that on top with the loops. Okay, honestly, that's not really guitar, but I think it works. So I'm gonna put this in. This is like R&B loop. That's probably gonna get some kind of purplish strings. I always wanted to try a little more action strings. I haven't really done that, so let's give them another spin. I haven't used these at all. I know that I did a stream with these, and I think I haven't touched them since the last stream. So let's look through some of the presets with preview. Okay, something more badass. Maybe like that. I think that can work. Let's see. So, let's see. Not really sure if that's what I want to do with this cue, but gotta start somewhere. And we want to use primarily complete instruments, so that's what we're gonna do. I mean, when I had no idea this is going to turn into some kind of trap groove, but here we are. I need some transitional stuff here, so gonna duplicate this baby again. Maybe the drums. Save as well. Oh, come on. You cannot seriously take that long to save 5 instruments. All right, delete this. Let's call this transition. I could probably use the good old rise and hit. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do this. Let's clear this. Rise and hit. Rise and hit. Where is it? Where is it? Rise and hit. Come on. Dude, it's alphabetically. You don't need to. There we go. Holy cow. First preset. So. Obviously, that's way too long. So let's look through some of the presets. We could probably go via the snapshots. I think that might be faster. There are no snapshots here. Thank you very much. So we need to look here. And there are no previews on these snapshots. I am impressed. So not all libraries work as they are supposed to work. So we could go in blind. Yeah, kind of. I need something a little bit more audible. Fire creature. Yeah, nice. Maybe let's turn the sub down a little. Fire swoosh, deep breath, fire creature. Yeah, something like that. So let's, that is it 1 bar? Yeah, 4 beats. So let's put this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like the strings at all there. They sound very weird. So I'm gonna mute these for now. I'm not sure if we're gonna stick with these. And I'm probably gonna duplicate this R&B loop and change that tonal part or separate the tonal part from the percussion part. So have these loops only play up here. So this is the percussion loop or hi-hat loop, whatever. Probably gonna make that like this. Okay, that works. So now we can adjust this baby a little bit without addressing the hi-hats. So, which means we could, which sound was that? This one. No. I like that. I don't like the sound effects, the reverb. Can I change this? Okay, let's see. I think I like that better just as a single tone. So we're gonna stop that there. And then move that onto like this. Okay, let's go back to the strings. I didn't like this one, so let's find something else. Oh, maybe that works in the background when we do multiple automation. Thanks for the preview. maybe we just stick to manually playing our stuff. I think I like that better because we are pretty fast for these phrases with the style that we have here. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Messed that up totally in the second half, but I can just copy that over. Should be that complicated. So what I did was yeah, that was messy. Do that. All right. Maybe that could work. So, kind of trying to hybridize these strings a little bit. Okay, like that. So we come from this. I think that works a little better in the mix. Let's do another transition here. Another one here. Maybe move the whole thing over bars. Start with this guy. Maybe turn that 12 down. See how that sounds. Actually, I want to duplicate this and just use the first chord, but extend it to here, and then put a tremolo effect on it. So we're gonna sync that, probably, I don't know, 8th note. Okay, gonna automate that. Coming in from here, make that a little bit quieter. And automate the depth. So write that. All right. And possibly, I don't know, automate from going from 8 to trip. No, let's keep it there. It's fine. So, and on this one, a little more cut. Drums are a little weak, so gonna give them a little love and smack the living shite out of them. Where is it? Distresser. I want to use the drum parallel nuke. Turn it down. Yep, better. And maybe add a tiny, teeny little bit of Pultec low end. 30, boost 3, cut 2. Oh yeah. Yes, nice. Hey guys. I feel that we need to add glaze to that. So we're gonna use this, turn that red. This is vocals. Reset this guy. So let's see. We're gonna use glaze on this one. And actually glaze 2 because I haven't worked with that one yet. So because that's part of Komplete. Glaze. Where are you? There we go. So I'm gonna listen to some presets here because I have no idea what this actually all comes with. I'm not so worried about the key because I can change that. But if I find something in C minor that... I mean, come on. No. Okay. Go with Candide. Why did I change the key? If I can at all. Setting. We're on E minor. I should probably drop it. I mean, I could easily just go here. But I'm probably sure that's not the way it is intended to use. Okay, let's make this easy. Let's go with something in C minor. Oh, wow. Why is it running? Panic. Thank you. Oh, I love that. We can put that on top. I mean, I didn't expect that, but that sounds awesome. I love that. It's just a tiny weeny little layer that helps to fill up the space a little bit. And we haven't even used a guitar yet. I wanted to use a guitar, so probably gonna duplicate my bell melody again. I'm gonna turn that into a guitar. I want to use something like Electric Mint or something like that. So let's see. Second guitarist. Session! Session, where's my green mint? I love the mint. There we go. So, definitely not pop. Okay, let's try this one. It's loading. It's loading very slow, very long. Which is typical for these electric mint or session instruments. Actually, let's do no voicing. I don't know. Let's see. I like it, and I just downloaded, coming with Komplete 15 as well, Isotopes Trash. Very new. Let's give that a go on the guitar. And put a little bit of distortion on top of it. Nice. And we can separate the low end and the high end. Okay, nice. Tape the higher part. these two together. Are we better than before? I don't know, but we are distorted more for sure. Let's stick with it. Definitely don't need the low end in this one. Actually, let's keep that and shape the high end a bit off. And just copy this guy over. Maybe keep going with this one. Melody can come in, turn this around. This goes now into silent mode. Actually delete, no, actually keep this, but just the top layer, and keep this one from the low end. And now keep doing the opposite, fading out the 8th note movement. So that we have nice. I like that. We could add a little bit of atmosphere to the very end here, something like ash light. Actually, let's try this. Let's do this. Bring some ash light. I love ash light. One of my favorite libraries ever from Native Instruments. You'll soon see why. It's just amazing for soundscapes and things like that. Ash light. Here we go. And we're gonna go with keys, atmosphere, decaying, transition. Let's go with atmospheres. Nope. Oh yeah, something like this at the bottom. Nice. Little 1 minute cue, very different than what I intentionally thought of. We probably could add a little bit of brass on the second string layer here, on the second repetition where the vocals come in there. So maybe we add a few brass swells, just to reset this. So this, so we're back to square one. I think I re-downloaded my Symphony brass. No, oh, know what? Why did I think of that? Valves. I downloaded Valves Pro. New, recently released, but basically now part of Complete 15. What a beauty of a library. Holy freaking cow. I really, really like this one. Especially the player. Yeah, that. No. I don't know if that works, but I want to put it underneath anyway. Works, but let's see. Gonna degrade it a little bit and record some modway on top. Gonna hold there a little longer, and I'm not fully convinced that I matched the right one there. I have the 7. Okay, same thing. Slap trash on it. And maybe see if we can find a nice preset. Do we have a preset for brass? Nope, but we want to have something subtle. Add width, back again, compressed, tape, crispy. Let's see. Yes, I like that. By the way, I'm not a big fan of the look of the GUI for Trash, but it's, well, it's Isotope, and that's the way they design their interface. I'm not a big fan of how it looks. Thank you, Richard. So let's close that. And actually, let's keep that repeating one more time. Yeah, let's add that last. Last little note there on the open 5th. So that shall conclude a little look into Complete 15. Not that we wrote a very amazing cue. Let's look at a little bit of mixing and volume. side of things. I don't think they were too loud. I tried to take care of that right from the get-go to not have it too loud, but let's play it again. Levels look totally fine to me, peaking at -3, momentary max -13, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep that straight and simple. Just bang in some... Komplete 15 comes with Ozone Standard. I do have the full version, so I don't have Standard installed, so I'm just gonna slam on Ozone, but I assume that these panels that I'm gonna put in here are likely gonna be part of Standard as well. Should be. I don't want to learn, so just gonna go here to get clarity a little bit going, especially on that part when everything comes in. Takes a little bit out of the lower mids there, that's fine. This is very similar to what Soothe is doing, or Gullfoss, just like auto aligning the frequency range, looking for some resonances or harsh frequencies or frequency overloads that it tries to fix on its own. Usually it does a pretty decent job on material, especially on material like this. Impact, probably gonna try a little bit more punch. Let's see if we have a preset that we can work with. Groove enhancer, high end tamer, hip hop kick emphasis, hype it up. Let's try hype it up. Oops. Okay. There we go. So let's see what that sounds like. Starting with the Mount Zero. Oh yeah! That's working nicely. I like that. So it's hyping up. We don't need rebalance, low end focus. I don't want to go with that. Stabilizer might be something we could try. Oh yeah, that works. I mean, this is just friggin' magic. These tools do nice things to the sound. So let's slam on the maximizer at last. Let's go with a modern true peak level at -1. I don't think we need to upwards compress, and give it a good chunk 5 dB of gain. Watch your speakers. We might be a little bit louder than we were before. Okay, have these run a little longer and add. I do like that. Nice little cue. A little bit too much reverb for my taste there in the end. So what I'm going to do is I just going to grab the master and fade it off. There we go. So, nice little shiny track. I like that. So yeah, Komplete 15. Obviously, the biggest bunch of the package you get when you have Komplete collector's edition and upgrade. I think then it's like $3.99 or $49. $4.99. Don't count me on that. Actually, what is it? Yes. We now Komplete 15, standard, ultimate, and collectors. And yeah, obviously collector's edition is the biggest bang for the buck. You get basically everything that they have and more. If you, I don't know if that's still valid, you can get Neutron, the mixing suite, for free with pre-ordering. I'm not sure about the pricing. Ultimate is basically the most used one in terms of what's inside. Actually, yeah, let's look at compare bundles. So Kontakt 8. This isn't all of them. So then, where's the difference? Alicia's keys, piano colors. That's all. What is not an ultimate? That would be the question. Session horns is not an ultimate, but you have Session horns Pro. Session strings 2 is not an ultimate. Session strings 2 is only in. Oh wow. Wait a second. Standard. Why is Session strings 2 only in standard? That doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, Session strings Pro 2. Okay, yeah, gotcha. So these are in all of them. Arcus is only collector's edition. Qara is only collector's edition. Loris is an amazing library. We talked about that before. The whole choir, viola, violin, cello. This is all. The Symphony Essentials are only makes sense because the full patches are in the collector's edition. Valves Pro is collector's only. So you still get a lot of bang for the buck. Euphonium is part of the collector's edition. I didn't know that. Yeah, so you gotta check out for yourself and decide. I mean, I feel that no matter what complete package it is, we all basically need Kontakt to work. And before purchasing a single license for Kontakt, I would always recommend to go with a package of Komplete, because the price is essentially roughly the same, but you get a ton of more content for roughly the same money that you would spend on Kontakt standalone. So definitely grab a Komplete package if you need to invest into the Native Instrument ecosphere sound system. But overall, I really like what they added to the collector's edition. I really like what they did with Kontakt 8. There's a few kinks that need to be ironed out, but again, keep in mind it's a 0.0 version, so there is a lot of beta testing from the actual user base, and they will probably be slammed right now with reports on things that don't work as expected. But I'm pretty confident that they will be soon addressing all these issues, and we'll have a quick way of fixing things, and at least I hope so. Because this Chord tool, for example, that I showed before, I really do like it, and I would probably work with it, even like save my own chord progression setups for stuff that I really like that I can reuse later down the line might be very useful. But I feel that this is, besides the obvious bug that it's not working, I feel that there's a few things that would need to be addressed to make it efficient, like being able to drag the rhythmic chord progression that you're setting up with the chord tool into your DAW. This is something that is currently not there, and I think that would be really needed to make it much more worthwhile to work with. Same with the whole strumming progression, unless I have overlooked something, and you can do that, but I will probably read into the manual on that, RTFM, right? But overall, I think they did good on this one. There's some really cool stuff, and Qara is an amazing library. Audioperia, Native Instruments, congrats. That sounds really, really, really good. And I love the Leap edition as a sampler within the sampler. Obviously more directed towards electronic music producers, but I can see me using that time and time again in production music context as well. If you write some kind of hip hop dramedy style track with pizzicato strings and things like that, swinging in a quick beat through this is equally as convenient as doing it in Cubase directly. So that might be something to look into. And browsing and finding stuff is very convenient here by looking through the loops or looking through the Leap kits. And I'm pretty sure that this will rapidly grow over time with additional kits like machine expansions. So all in all, I think it's a worthy upgrade. Disclaimer, I have an NFR copy of Komplete 15, so I got it sent by Native Instruments, but everything I say is my own opinion. And I think I pointed out the stuff that I don't like. So try to be as unbiased with that as possible. But of course, I'm thankful for Native Instruments for sending that over and having me, giving me a spin with it to try it out and showcase to you guys. I hope you liked what you saw. There's probably a bunch of more stuff that we haven't covered, haven't touched upon, and probably explore stuff in the near future with more libraries. But for now, that shall conclude a little look at the new Native Instruments Komplete 15. So I'm going to play the cue one last time and wish you all a wonderful evening, rest of the day, wherever you are in the world. So see you very soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.